Hello everyone, I am Niklas Niiniviita and I'm working with startups here in PLM Group. And today I have here also my colleague René, who is working with startups. Hello René.
Hi Niklas, thank
How
you.
Are you doing?
I'm fine, very good. So let's launch this rocket.
Yeah. So these are the topics we are going to talk about today.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about how the startups start their businesses from the start to beginning. We are going to talk about the challenges they are going to face typically during their journeys, how we can help them during the journey, and maybe most important thing is that how we can actually help them to innovate.
Yeah.
Should we jump into it?
I'm ready.
If we start in the very beginning, where are these future entrepreneurs? Well, I think most of them come from different schools and other educational institutions. And as we already know, already 80% of these engineering schools are using SOLIDWORKS.
Yeah.
And well, I have some own experience about this. When I was in university, they were using SOLIDWORKS and it was provided by PLM Group. So before I was even employed here, I already knew about SOLIDWORKS, how does it work, what possibilities it carries, and also I was familiar with PLM Group.
Yeah.
So this is quite great. So we can affect these people in very early stages, and we can familiarize them with SOLIDWORKS solutions, and we can familiarize them with PLM Group as well.
Yeah.
So basically, when they came out from school and start their own companies, then they already know who to contact.
Yeah.
And they know what is possible, what they can do with SOLIDWORKS, and who is providing that. And it is us, right?
Agree for that.
Yeah. And as you know, we have already done it quite well. We have many licenses already, like all over the Euronode in educational institutions.
Yeah.
So this is where the story begins.
A lot of startups, or entrepreneurs comes from the school environment, but there can also still be people sitting around in the industry having good ideas, but they are still using SOLIDWORKS. So it is a various solutions where we need to be aware of different channels these startups can come from. But in general, a lot of those who have been at the school level have some kind of idea and jumping in as a startup. Yeah, there are some general characteristics of a startup. And they are in a case where they have some kind of innovation idea, and innovation can be something that a new idea or creating new perspective into an existing situation. But it's still how to innovate into a new mindset or process or product. And those startups are in a case where they are focusing a lot of trying to build this up in a hurry. So they want to have the growth coming up, and the growth should also be built on some kind of technology level. So they have a limited resources. They a need where they have some kind of tools they use in building the startup up. They are maybe a team of people with competences, or maybe they are just a one-man army going in and jumping into a market where they are pushing a lot of areas into that solution. So I will say there are different areas where this is where we can help a lot of startups, and where we have shown over the past period and years that startups get a valuable solution from us, and what we can help them through.
I totally agree on this. And especially all of these things causes uncertainty
Yeah.
And that is the place where we want to be, helping these.
Yeah.
So, René, you want to tell me something about the challenges that they are facing?
I think there are a lot of challenges for a startup, but we have highlighted some of the challenges in the next area. So one of the challenges is that once you have a good idea, you need to put it into the market. Like you need to build the solution, and you need to build it quite fast. You don't have time for ages and years to build on your idea. You need to try go to market as soon as possible. And sometimes, yeah, your product might not be 100% finished, but sometimes you need to execute and get it out on the market. And that is how to build knowledge once it comes back from your customer. So getting feedback from your customer for building the next one, that will be a critical area to run and also get money in. So you need to be aware of getting to market as soon as possible. And in that area, you need to have the tools building your idea as well. Another challenge could be that they are not earning money at the moment, so they are quite eager to find out where they can cut down cost, and they are quite an area where they know they need the solution, but they are also some kind of area where they feel that they are missing some kind of areas where they could get more. The second one is that they are pretty price sensitive. Price sensitive is related to that maybe they are going in and say, well, we need the lowest level of solution, which might not be the best solution for the longer perspective. So having a solution that can grow them from early stage into a scalable solution and then grow over time, that's suitable for them as well once you are talking with them about the program we are offering to them. So if we are jumping into resources, resources can be on different areas. Like one of the resources is maybe they don't have the team where the right knowledge in that resource or in that team are there. So they need to build in resources and competences. Like one thing is to have it have a system where you can do thing in, but if you don't know how to do it, that's an area you need to be aware of. We can give them the resources where they are building their stuff, building their design, and then we over time can build in their competences as well.
Yeah.
Outsourcing task of development. That is one of the areas where a startup might be, well, I want to outsource it. The more I can do, the better, but it's not maybe the appropriate way to go. In some cases, for sure, you need some expert help, but in other areas, you should drive as much as you can do by your internally area and be aware of where you can't do it by yourself. Development is a process and it takes time. But adding a lot of external help will either make the process longer and it will make it more complex in your communication, although you can share on different solutions and scenarios where you can add people to the right process. But try to keep it internally. That's also one of the challenges they are facing, that keep it as you're doing. And then we have the number of prototypes, which I know you are familiar with, Niklas.
Yeah, I am. I have seen this a lot. Like when you spoke about the costs and time, well, this is one place. If you want to waste your money and time, it's here.
Yeah. And that's regarding to setting up prototypes. It is a highly cost area. So getting more information about your product and getting the more information about what if scenario regarding simulation, well, cutting down time and get more information of your product, how it will handle in the real world. That's a key area for getting your product out. as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the next one, hardware investment. So hardware investment is an area where you need to have some kind of built-in solutions, and over time, more and more, people outside and in the society are demanding cloud solutions, and which also be a part where we are helping our startups. There are still areas where you need to build in hardwares, but there's also areas where you can cut down hardware investments, and that will be something we can show you in the future. And the next one, collaboration and sharing. The more and easier way to collaborate and share ideas and data, the faster you can reach your goal. So getting an internal system that can help you build up and get a faster process with the right people, getting access to the right data at the right time, that's a key point for growing as well. And overall, the more and more system you are building in, those challenges will also be something for the startups. So try to be focused on what you should do system-wise, and try to see it as a big picture of how we are controlling and how we are sharing information, sharing data across the small department as a startup. But in the longer term, you should build up an organization and have the ambition to build up a quite large startup. So getting software that can help you in each key, which we have a solution for.
And there's also other players in the field that are helping these startup companies, and like one of the biggest players there are the accelerators and incubators. And as you might know, the accelerators and incubators are helping the startups with different ways to develop their business.
Yeah,
they are usually sharing resources or knowledge of theirs, and they will help the startups to develop and do different things like scale internationally, get funding, maybe some other things that they need to know.
Yeah.
And well, I think it's great that there are people helping these startup customers, and we have also engaged with these incubators and accelerators, right?
Yeah, definitely. We have different areas where we are helping incubators and accelerators. And incubators, that is like the early stage of a startup, where you are in a case where you only have one thing, and that's a good idea. The rest you are in need of. So that will be time, that will be money, that will be resources. But your idea, if that's solid, the rest will come over time. And the incubator environment is to also what you're showing down there: idea, planning, strategy, and success. So it is where the incubator environment are putting competences and resources in trying to help this startup grow in the right direction. Accelerator is for a program that is allocated for a smaller process, where they are in a case where they need to fulfill some goals to move the company in a faster way. So it will speed up, it will accelerate the startup in the right direction. In both areas, we are there to help and support startups getting into SOLIDWORKS.
Yeah, that is correct. So, we have the startup program.
Yeah.
Which is a great solution for a startup company starting maybe a development of some product or whatsoever. What are your thoughts about this, René?
Yeah, well, overall, the 3D experience works for startups is about cutting down all these challenges where we earlier on just mentioned. So it is getting fast to market. It is that these startups are not earning money at the moment, but they are building up their idea and building up the product. They don't have the resources yet for building in a lot of areas. And then it will be that, yeah, they can do all the process internally in one setup. So having the good idea, getting it down in a design, doing a simulation, doing a test, creating the visualization of your product, getting it out to investors, getting it out to people who can buy into those areas. So it expands their opportunity a lot more than just going in as a small scale up. So it is to build up and give them the best solutions from the beginning and make them aware of what kind of tools they have available for.
Yeah, very well said, René.
Thank you, Niklas.
René.
Yeah.
I believe that Omotion AB is familiar to you.
Yeah, at some level.
Yeah. Can you tell me something about this company? They're in the startup program, right?
Yeah. So they are a Swedish startup which joined our program for some time ago. They are still a part of our environment, and they are, let's say, building this kind of cool. I don't know if you can say it as a car or a motorcycle, but it's some kind of in between that. And this is an area where we have helped them a lot getting access and getting the right tools into the SOLIDWORKS environment, especially when we are talking about from the simulation perspective. A lot of things have been testing before they went out for final prototyping or production.
Yeah. The product is very cool, I must say.
Yeah, let's get one, Niklas.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, René. Next one is Bazer. So I think you are also familiar with this company since it's a Danish startup.
Yeah. Bazer is an area of one of our startups that joined us from ages ago. I feel it is, but it's still quite a startup yet still. But they are making a parasol based on some kind of waterproof sandbags. Like, when you are in your garden where your sun is shining, you need some kind of protection. It can be a quite heavy move of those parasols. So they have found a more easier and quick fix solution for moving your parasol away into the area you need it for. So they built in and used SOLIDWORKS for that, designing the idea, and they also used simulation to see which kind of strengths they needed to require in that area. The statement from them were that they actually made the process a lot faster. So they actually gained 2 new products under the first period of the startups into the market. So once also back to our idea of getting to the market as soon as possible, they actually did it. And now they are actually running and still keep on going with SOLIDWORKS to creating new ideas, creating new product, or fulfill and create new innovation solutions to the existing one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, and here we have Basilar bicycles, and this is a startup company from Finland. And I'm not telling you too much about this because I have the video afterwards that I'm going to show after this, and it's about them. So you have to still wait a little. But basically, they're doing special mountain bikes out of titanium. And they have created their own models, which are very special. And they have designed those with SOLIDWORKS. And they told me that they already knew before they applied for the program. They know that the SOLIDWORKS is widely used within the bike industry.
Mm.
And they told me that it has been so good. And they are also, like I said earlier, they are all working remotely, basically from homes.
Okay.
Only the guys who are like actually assembling the bikes are working in the same location, but all the designers are working remotely. And they told me that 3D experience has helped them so much with this. But I'm telling more. So
I'm looking forward to the video.
Yeah, let's jump into it. Thank you, René.
Cool.
So hello, Markku and Perttu, and thank you for coming. We are here today to talk about Basilar bicycles. What are you doing, and what is your business, and how you have used SolidWorks and 3D experience solutions in your business. Okay, so could you tell me a little bit about Basilar bicycles and what are you doing in there, and how did your business start in the first place?
Yeah, Basilar bicycle basically makes titanium mountain and gravel bicycles. Our company was founded in 2018. Before that, us, the founders of the company, 5 guys, had been mountain biking together since the early 1990s. This mountain biking hobby led to designing our own mountain bikes, and that eventually then led to founding the company. Our company's name comes from our home trails. Since the beginning, we have been biking on the trails of Basilar region here in our local community, and these home trails have always meant and given a lot to us, so we decided to name the company after them.
Okay, great. So what do you think, what makes your product so special?
Well, for example, the material of our frames is quite unique compared to others. In the early 1990s, when we started mountain biking, titanium was the lightest and most durable material that you could make a mountain bike of. And when we decided to start our own company, we were interested in that material and decided that we will combine this fine material with the modern bicycle design, and I think that's what makes our products unique. And we have also noticed that our customers are looking for something like this and can appreciate it also.
Okay. Yeah, so you are currently in a SolidWorks for Startups program. Could you tell me a little bit, where did you find some information about it, and how did you end up applying for it?
Yeah, first we have been using more simple 2D design tools in our bike design, and after a while we noticed that we need 3D design tools to aid the design process. So we started looking different options, and SolidWorks seemed like a great choice and widely used also by the bicycle industry. And then we browsed at the PLM Group's website and came across this startup program, which seemed like a great opportunity, and we immediately applied and were accepted. And it didn't take very long time until we had SolidWorks and 3D experience environment running for us.
So now, if you think about the startup program, could you tell me what kind of benefits has that gave to you?
Yeah, well, first of all, when you get accepted to the startup program, you get the design software and all the software free of charge for the first year. So that's a major benefit. And then it's been really important for a small and young company like us. Then we also got the 3D Experience cloud environment in use, which has been useful for our data sharing and management in the design work. Because we do our design work in different locations and different times, so the sharing and handling of data is really important for us. Of course, the possibilities of the 3D design work itself has brought lots of opportunities for our product development. It makes it easier and faster to develop the prototypes, and also saves time and money basically for us.
Yeah. So can you little bit tell me about the products and solutions that you have been used, and what are the purposes for those in your business?
Well, we use SOLIDWORKS for 3D design and 3D experience for the data sharing and management. 3D models move deftly across the cloud from user to user, and SOLIDWORKS performs great in designing bicycles. I'm sure it has not been possible to utilize all the features of the program within a limited working time, but we are definitely not limited because lack of the features. The full potential of 3D experience is certainly not being used, but I would see cloud-based PLM provide a great addition to the fact that in today's world, a workstation really doesn't have to be fixed in one place. Cloud-based 3D experience is easy to scale to many users without major interventions.
And yeah, for the last, what are the future plans for Basilar bicycles? What is going to happen in
the very near future? We will be making some releases of new and interesting titanium products. And in the longer term, the plan is to step by step grow this company in this highly competitive industry and to survive basically. To help with that, we have lots of great ideas and fantastic team, and now we also have these great tools. So I'm sure we will do great.
Yeah, I'm also sure about it. Thank you, Perttu and Markku, for participating today.
Thank you.